What is up, you guys? Welcome to the very first video of this YouTube channel. My name is Willie, and today in this video we're gonna go ahead and be talking about the round of 16 results when it comes to the UEFA Champions Leagues. It's a lot to unpack for sure. I mean, I was just keeping an eye on those yesterday and today, and there's a lot to look forward to come next week. But let's go ahead and look over these 8 matches between these 16 teams. And let me just go ahead and give you guys my thoughts and opinions on each of those matches, because man, it is something for sure. Alrighty, so starting off with the very first match, we had PSV facing Arsenal. PSV were at home, Arsenal were going away to PSV's home. And this was a really surprising result for me, because initially I had predicted that Arsenal was going to lose, to PSV at, PSV's home stadium, 2-1. That's what I had predicted. And it was mainly due to Arsenal's injury list, in the forward line, because I know they're missing a lot of forwards. They're missing Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, and so forth. So they have quite a lot of injuries, and I just thought that PSV will find a way to get that win over them. But wow, I was really proven wrong. So my bad, Arsenal fans. If Arsenal fans are watching this, my bad. I really did get proven wrong rooting against you guys. The match ending 7-1 in favor of Arsenal. I mean, if we look at the statistics, honestly, the stats look like it was a really even game. Nah, but it just looks like, in terms of the chances that they created, they were about the same, but it just looks like Arsenal, they were honestly way more lethal when it came to making their chances, and really putting PSV in their hindsight. I just think this tie is done, honestly. In other words, I mean, Arsenal is going to face PSV next week at home, and I mean, no, I think PSV still have a chance. PSV still have a chance. I mean, Arsenal fans, let me know what you guys think. Nah, but yeah, Arsenal, PSV, I mean, pretty much explains itself, so that's that. Okay, and then the next match that we have, it was one of the more anticipated matches when it came to this round of 16. It was the Madrid derby, which was Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid facing Madrid in the Santiago Bernabeu. As for the result, it didn't really surprise me, because I did predict something like this, prior to the match. So I had predicted that the match would be really close. So, either both teams would tie, or if one or the other team would win, it'd be by a 1-goal margin. And, the match ending 2-1 in favor of Real Madrid. And I just have to say, the 3 goals that were scored in, this tie, great goals by each of the players. Rodrigo with that amazing finish, on his weaker foot. Yeah, Brahim Diaz, great goal as well. And then Julian Alvarez, oh my god, what a banger he scored. Out of nothing too, almost, technically, against, a pretty great keeper in Courtois. But it's just, I feel like Atletico, they really got too, conformative when they came to, the result that they had. It really looks like that, Atletico started dropping back and just trying to defend what they had, and hopefully going back to the Metropolitano to, win Madrid, which honestly is just cowardice from, Diego Simeone and the squad, I think. Because, I mean, when it comes to Madrid and the Champions League, you really can't, afford them any opportunity to, hold a lead or gain a lead and so forth, You really have to go at Madrid, because, man, Atletico has some work to do, to score at least 2 goals and not let Madrid score any. I mean, with those quality players that they have in the squad, I mean, you have Mbappe, you have Vinicius, Rodrigo, and so forth. I think it's going to be a good match to keep an eye on, come next week. Come next week. And now, moving on to PSG versus Liverpool. Liverpool coming away with the win, away from home at PSG Stadium. And honestly, that result is really flattering to them from what I hear. I didn't get the chance to watch all of the matches because, I mean, come on, it's, 8 matches, 90 minutes each. That's like probably 12 hours of, soccer matches. So don't at me. But that's what I've heard, that this, result was really flattering from, for Liverpool. Because, I mean, PSG, based off the stats, it looks like they really did dominate Liverpool. I mean, come on, like 28 shots to 2. 28 attempts to 2. That really says a lot. And then the possession stats too, pretty much in favor of, PSG. But, that's the thing about soccer. It doesn't matter, how many shots, how much possession you have. It just matters of taking the advantage of the opportunities you had. And it looks like that's what Liverpool did. But, I mean, I think PSG, they could really, go with their heads held high, knowing that they played some really good, football and such in this match. But now, going into the second leg away from home, they are at a disadvantage because, I mean, Anfield is a really hostile, really hostile stadium. I mean, I know pretty well from a Barca fan, as a Barca fan. PTSD flashbacks. But anyway, aside from the point, I think that PSG still has a chance and that Liverpool really can't take them lightly when it comes to, the second leg. I just think that PSG, they have to really finish the chances they have if they do want to end up having a shot and going through. But, I mean, Liverpool, I don't think that they were, at their best at all. I mean, it was either one or the other. Like I said, I'd have to go and look back at the match to see exactly, how the game went. But, I mean, for a team that, aside from Barca, and this is me trying to be objective and what's heard in general, but a team in Liverpool that's been called one of the best in Europe so far this season, to be dominated like that, it really does say a lot. So it says that probably Liverpool, they were not the best. PSG either played a really great game or maybe a combination of both. Who knows? But that tie, there's still a lot of potential to it. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that one as well. For sure. And honestly, when it came down to this PSG-Liverpool match, I had predicted with Liverpool winning. I thought it was going to be more back and forth. So, in terms of goals, I thought it was going to be 3-2 in favor of Liverpool. So, Liverpool's still winning. But, yeah, it looks like it was really one-sided and Liverpool slipped away. So, they got lucky on that. I mean, I don't know what you Liverpool fans make of that performance or how you guys feel going into that second leg, but feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I'd like to hear what you guys thought of that match and how you guys feel about the second leg. Okay, now moving on to Club Brugge versus Aston Villa. This is one of the matches I actually did get the chance to watch. Honestly, it was a really tight match at first, because in the first half, both teams had scored, pretty early on. And then afterwards, each team had a trouble breaking each other down or, both teams were defending good and such. But it was after, a really unfortunate own goal by Club Brugge, Club Brugge's defender, for the second goal by Aston Villa, where, Club Brugge kind of lost their momentum. Aston Villa, started gaining it before they made it 3-1 with, a penalty one. So That result ending in 3-1 in favor of Aston Villa away from home. And now they have the return leg, in Aston Villa, to face Club Brugge. I did predict this, match to be won by Aston Villa. I just thought it was going to be by a more tight margin, so 2-1. But I think Aston Villa, they have it all to lose from here. They just gotta, make sure that Club Brugge doesn't, score any, and they gotta take advantage of that home field advantage, if anything. So that's gonna be something to look forward to in terms of making predictions and such. So we're gonna go ahead and look forward to that. So that's the one side of the bracket. Now, to go to the other side of the bracket, where my Barcelona played. Okay, so the next match is going to be Benfica versus Barcelona. Barcelona getting a huge win away from home, 1-0. And honestly, I couldn't be more happy as a Barca fan because, man, I did get a chance to watch this game, and right from the word, it was almost like a carbon copy of, the way the last match had went with Barca and Benfica about a month and a half ago in that 5-4. Barca just, conceded a few chances right from the start, and it took a few minutes for Barca to, get a hold of the match, start to get control, and they were creating chances in the other end. So that's how the match went. Benfica starting strong, Barca, starting to get a hold of the game. But then, our young center back, Pau Barsi, he commits a really crazy foul, right before the penalty box, on Benfica striker. And it did end up being a direct red, which honestly, from that moment, I did start to get flashbacks. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh my god. I got flashbacks to Barca versus PSG and last season's, tie. And then I started getting flashbacks to the Barca versus Monaco game too. I really thought that, Barca, they would have been lucky to go away, from Benfica with even a draw. I thought Barca was going to lose that game, but I think Hansi Flick, he really did end up making the right substitutions and having Barca adjust to being down 10 men. And we did concede a lot of chances, but thank goodness that Szczesny, he was there to save Barca on multiple occasions. He was probably man of the match in my opinion. And from a Benfica mistake, Rafinha scored that banger of a goal. Honestly, Rafinha, he had been quiet as of late in terms of goals, but good to see him back again on the score sheet. And yeah, this is a really huge win. I mean, for a 10-man Barca to win versus a really good Benfica team away from home, that's a big result. And keep in mind that this Benfica team, they're a team that beat Atletico Madrid earlier in the season, 4-0 in the group phases. So Benfica, they're not a team to be taken lightly. So even though Barca goes away with that win, I think, they still have to, strive for more. And I think they will. I think Barca, they will, as they're going to be playing in their home stadium now. So as a Barca fan, that's going to be exciting. And hopefully we go through. So we'll see. And then moving on to the next match, it would be Borussia Dortmund versus Lille. Now, honestly, I didn't really watch too much of this match or, hear too much of this match either. I honestly predicted Dortmund to, win Lille away from, win Lille in their home stadium, 2-1. But, this match ended 1-1, which, I guess it wasn't too, eventful. you know, we'll have to see what happens in the second leg, because I mean both teams are going into the second leg, leveled. But Lille, I mean, they did beat Madrid and Atletico during the group phase, during their group phases and such. So I think Dortmund, they still do have to be a little bit wary of the threat that Lille could have. I mean, especially if they're going to be going away from home. But we'll see. Dortmund, they were the UCL finalists last year. I mean, that would be one of the crazier things if they were knocked out by Lille. But we'll have to see. I mean, don't at me, Dortmund fans or Lille fans. We'll have to see. And then moving on to the next match, which I think this one was a shock for me too. Honestly, aside from the Arsenal match, it was pretty much a shock to me as well. I mean, Bayern versus Bayer Leverkusen. That match ending in 3-0 in favor of Bayern Munich. I mean, wow. I thought that this match was going to be, close. Because, I mean, all the other matches previously, when Bayern and Leverkusen have faced each other, they've been pretty close. So, either 1-1s or 1-goal margins. But 3-0 for Bayern to beat Leverkusen. It's a really huge win. Honestly, I don't know how Leverkusen may come back from that. Because, to go 3-0 down against Bayern Munich, that's not good. Not good. I mean, honestly, going into that first half of the match too, I still think that Leverkusen still had a chance, but the momentum in the second half, it was just going, downwards and downwards. I mean, you had, for the second goal, Bayer Leverkusen's goalkeeper, absolutely make a horrible mistake, when it came to that second goal. Not being able to catch the ball properly or parry it out of danger. So that really, messed with Leverkusen's momentum. And then aside from that, I saw that Leverkusen, they also get a red card, which didn't really help either. I mean, yeah, it was just really bad day for Leverkusen. I mean, honestly, I try to be as objective as possible. I'm trying to be as objective as possible when it comes to these predictions. But I think for at least two matches, the Arsenal match and this Bayern versus Leverkusen match, I think they're almost set and done, honestly. But, again, don't at me, fans of the opposing teams. But, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Because anything could happen. Anything could happen. Yeah. Soccer's crazy, man. That's why you gotta love soccer. Alright, and then moving on to the last match, which was Inter Milan versus Feyenoord. Inter coming away with the win, against Feyenoord. 2-0. I thought that this match, for some reason, it was going to be closer too. I thought that, Feyenoord would have, given a difficult time to Inter, since that actually beat Milan, AC Milan, in the playoff rounds, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But I thought it was going to be a closer match, maybe like a tight match, going into the second leg, but Inter ended up getting their first goal, then came their second goal. And yeah, I think Inter could be pretty happy to go away from Feyenoord's home with this result. And then the next match is gonna be in Inter's home. So Feyenoord, they're gonna have a really hard time right there in terms of coming back, but we'll see. I mean, Inter, they're a great team. They're a pretty scary team, I think. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. So those were the 8 matches right there, in terms of, the UCL round of 16. I know there was a lot to cover. in terms of those 8 matches. But, you know, let me know what you guys think, you know, in the comments down below. You know, what you guys thought of all of these matches, because I know it was total of 8 matches. I'm not sure, you know, whether you're a Madrid fan, Arsenal fan, Liverpool fan, PSG fan, Barca fan, and so forth. Go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of these results, and we'll go ahead and, you know, make a video on what we could wait on in terms of the predictions for the second matches. So we're going to make a video on that. But yeah, go ahead and leave me your comments down below. You know, I appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share this video. And yeah, I'll go ahead and see you guys next time. Peace out.